take the stage. Speak your mind, let your heart be free. With every story, we're creating harmony. So let's break the silence, let's break the mold. With courage and passion, let the truth unfold. Every voice matters, every tale is gold. In this space of love, we'll be bold. So let's break the silence, let's break the mold. With courage and passion, let the truth unfold. Every voice matters, every tale is gold. In this space of love, we'll be bold. Together we rise, together we stand. Hand in hand, we'll make a brand new land. Real Tiffany Talks will light the spark. In the darkness, we'll leave our mark.
Welcome back to Real Tiffany Talks, where the real conversations are happening. And guess what? You are absolutely a part of the conversation. I am so excited tonight to have this young lady on the show. And I hope you've been tuning in. If you're not following me, follow me on IG at Tiffany_Carter, or you also can follow me at TikTok at Real Tiffany Talks. And also at FB on Facebook at Tiffany S. Carter. And I hope you listen to me on Envision Radio every Monday and Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. I told you I was going to bring out everybody in 2025, and I have not stopped. Have I let you down yet? Oh, okay. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna take that as a no. So tonight, I have a special young lady that's coming to the platform of Real Tiffany Talks. It's her first time here, and she is a native of Atlanta, Georgia. So that's kind of where I know a little bit about her, but I've learned so much more as she has embraced the journey of not only, I don't want to say women empowerment, women support, I'll say that, in different aspects, just real life. And tonight, let me bring her to the platform. I have Mrs. Charine Bradshaw. Hey, Charine.
Hey Tiffany, how are you?
How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
I'm so pleased to have you. Well, first, tell us about yourself, a little about yourself.
Well, where do I start? I am a native, a Georgia peach of Atlanta. I was born in Brooklyn. I have been in Atlanta since I was 10 years old. So, of course, I am a native, as you said. I attended Greater Atlanta and Venice Academy, where I know Tiffany, and I went to school, went to college, and right now I am working. And I am currently serving in a major role at my church as women's ministry leader.
So, you're a women's ministry leader, and and I think you're doing a fantastic job at it. But we've had a couple of private conversations, because this is why I brought her on, because it's been plenty women, and it's not about me, but you never know who's watching you. So it's very important to stay consistent in the journey. And when she said she was watching me, I was like, well, I've been watching you back, because sometimes you don't have to say something. You just see people for what they're doing if they're consistent in their mission. So with that, can you share your journey and what inspired you to become a leader in your community, and what were some pivotal moments along the way?
Well, some pivotal moments for me on this leadership journey has definitely been listening, definitely listening, um, making tough decisions. Making tough decisions is not easy. Having to put your foot down in a very nice way, it can rub individuals the wrong way, especially me being in this leadership role. I think I'm the youngest person attending the church that I attend. Um, there's a lot of different logistics, so it can be a little tricky, but that's what we have to do when we're in leadership. And definitely, like I said, listening. You got to have a listening ear. There may be a decision that you make, someone may not necessarily agree, and they are not necessarily trying to sabotage you. They just want to offer a good listening. They want to offer their advice so they can see you excel in that role. So those were some pivotal moments for me in leadership. And still, I have more, but those are two key ones for me.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Because it is hard being a leader. People think, they said, if everybody likes you, you're not leading correctly. So you have to make some. You're absolutely right. So this is like a two-part question. How do you define leadership?
Leadership for me is definitely someone that can get down in the trenches. And I know people say that all the time, but now that I'm in leadership, I really understand that you have to be willing to get down in the trenches. You have to be willing to stay up until the midnight hour. You have to be willing to get your hands, your feet, your everything dirty when you are in leadership. Because no one else is going to do it but you. When everything else falls down, everyone is going to be looking to the leader. So
Right.
definitely, you got to be willing to get dirty. If you are not able to do that, then leadership is probably not something for you at the moment.
Agreed. Definitely agreed. So, what qualities do you believe are essential for effective leadership and community initiative?
For effective leadership, you got to have grit. You got to be
Hmm.
determined. You have to follow through because, again, people are watching you. People are watching you to watch you fail. Not
Right.
necessarily all the time. I'm serious.
You
They're not
said that.
necessarily watching you. They don't really want you to succeed all the time. They want to see if you're going to fail. It's like Obama. When Obama got in office
Right.
and, there were certain things that he couldn't do, people were literally setting him up to fail.
Right.
That sometimes happens in leadership. People literally want to see you fail. So if you don't have that determination, if you don't have the backbone, if you cannot take constructive criticism,
Hmm. Not
then
good. And
then that's not good.
integrity, all that. Like
Yes,
that, I think
definitely.
that's the most like that's the one that really separates leaders from followers, or is
Yes.
integrity. Because it's
Integrity.
like, what do you do when nobody's looking?
Yes.
What do you
Honest.
choose to do?
Yes.
And so, it's just different things. And you said a lot of key points here. You got to have grit. You know what I'm saying? People don't even know.
Yes.
Like, I remember a guy came up to me about 7 years ago. He said, "Do you have the grit and the grind?" And he was just real pumped. And so I was like, "Well, what do you mean by grit?" He said, "You got to have, you got to be serious, like have that dog, have that thing that just make you drive." So you are so right. You got to be determined and committed to the commitment. So
Yes.
true.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
me and you talk a lot about because different things of how we can support women better. And I'm not trying to be funny when I say this, but I think that you know what, I might just start that conversation. Y'all thought I was gonna give it to you. I'm gonna start that question after this break. Let's take a 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 break. My name is Tiffany S. Carter. I'm the host of Tiffany Talks. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, but I'm sitting here in Kissimmee, Florida with Westgate Resort because guess what? I'm their partner. I am so grateful that I partner up with Westgate, where the gift that keeps on giving. You know where to get the free stuff. You know where to get the vacation. Share your time with Westgate, where we love to go on vacations. I don't work for cars, homes, or any of those things. I work for vacations. Come and join Tiffany Talks. But here at Westgate Resorts, we welcome you where all the fun is happening, and you're invited. Let's vacation together. Click the link below. This episode is also brought to you by Tracy and Friends, who's in Atlanta, Georgia, who specializes in every great hairstyle begins with a great stylist. Tell Tracy and Friends that Tiffany Talks sent you. You can reach her at 404-313-0749 for those daily specials. Also, please tune in and subscribe to Real Tiffany Talks. And make sure you hit the like and share so you can win those free trips, because I would love to give out free trips. And here goes the code once again. Sorry. Also, listen to me on Envision Radio every Monday and Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Tune in. You can also plug in on your phone at envisionradio.com. We're back. So we had a first part with Miss Charine Bradshaw, a woman on the move, because she is definitely on the move. She has told you all that she is a women's leader in the community, at her church, in all different types of aspects. But now we're going to get, because she talked about the different roles of a leader, the different characteristics. So I'm glad that you're back for this second part. All right. Okay. So this question, because I had to remember it the way. So we talk a lot about women supporting women, and I think that let me how I'm gonna put this,
Say it like it
because I
is.
put you remember, you saw what I put. I put a post and said it's not sisterhood. It's sisterhood until the woman before you is doing better than you.
Mm,
This is
mm,
my thing. A
mm.
lot of things, and I just want to tell everybody what I post out on social media. I have to put these things so I can get feedback for these conversations. I think that women are unaware that majority of us are not supporting each other. Yes, you have your ones that support you. I have friends that I had for 40 and 50, 40 and 30 years. But as I've become older, Charine, and met the new class of women, we talking about we didn't
Yes.
grew up with our friends like elementary. Those are like your sisters. So that's why I don't think people understand. Like, I'm not talking about my friends. I'm talking about women as a whole. What are ways? Because we know it's a problem. You got to know it's a problem to solve the problem. And sometimes I think I'm starting to think, and I'm gonna look at the curve. The people that don't know it's a problem, you might be the problem. So let's go, Shereen. I know you have you have.
Where can I start? You know what I think? I we have this crab in a bucket mentality. And I know people say it all the time, but now that I'm a little bit up in age, I'm not gonna say older, I'm just gonna say up in age. Now that I'm up in age, I totally understand the concept. Some women, I think what it is, these women that don't want to celebrate other women, that don't want to help other women, it's because they see something in themselves, or they see something in them that they don't see in themselves. They are lacking something. They are lacking the self-worth. They are lacking the self-esteem within themselves, which explains why they cannot root and clap for somebody else. It always has to be a conversation in the background. "Well, who does she think she is doing this? Who she thinks she is doing that?" Why can't you just clap? Why can't you just celebrate? That's why you're not progressing in life. That's why you're not moving forward. That's why you're stagnant, because of that, the bitterness and that deep rooted hatred that you have within yourself. Why can't you
Right.
just clap and be happy? It
Right.
doesn't hurt to do that.
It doesn't hurt to do that. And I think because I'm tackling the situation, only reason I know that I can tackle it, not saying without God, is because I really want other women to do well. And
Yes.
that's been my mission my whole life. So I think in this season, those type of women like myself are starting to rise, because you see what's going on and the toxic stuff that's going on out here in that women empowerment thing. And like we was talking about, women empowerment means the new mean girls. That doesn't necessarily mean when you have to really watch people for a long time to understand if they really believe that in their heart.
Listen, I want to say this. When I sometimes hear the word women empowerment, I cringe.
I
I
do too.
literally, I literally get sick, because I'm like, this is a joke. This is not real. This is a way, it's just a way to tear people down. And I want to say this. And when you said something, it triggered something in my mind, and I'm trying to figure out how to say it. And I'm going to say it in a different way. Is it, I want to say this really nicely. Is it just a thing within our community, or is it like that in other communities? Do you get where I'm trying to go? I don't want to outright say it,
I do
but
get what you're trying to go, and I want to say, selectively, from my experience, it's been with more my community.
okay.
That's just the honest truth.
Yeah, and I really don't want to seem like a person that's trying to stereotype or just trying to pick on
Right,
Black
but
women
it's
because
just
I'm
it's
not.
the truth is the truth. And I now it is some powerful women, and that's what I want people to understand. Only reason that I'm in a place that I can even talk about this now because you're over those humps. And I
Mhm.
do have positive women. I do have women around me that help me grow. But it was a point in my life where if you're the light, you are attracting everything. You understand what I'm saying? So I
Yes.
had to understand and differentiate and pay attention to consistency,
Mhm.
and just people don't have to tell you art when they're just that thing. That's it.
Yes. Yep.
So you're right, but I do want people to. It is in both, but it's just maybe because that's majority of. It can also, let's be fair about it. It can also be
Hmm.
from experience point because that's what race we are. You understand? So
Right.
you'll have more experience. How can you have more experience if it you get what I'm saying? So you got to
Yes.
look at the cup halfway full. You have to
Hmm.
look at both sides, but
Definitely.
yeah, that can be my experience, but at the same time, majority of the acquaintances or the free, you see what I'm saying? So that's
Yes.
why you got to keep diversifying so that you can have a relative answer. That's why I'm not like everyone, but it is a problem. It is a
It
stigma.
is.
It is a
Definitely.
situation. And a lot of people that tend to skate over it, it makes me think, now it could not be, it could not be true that maybe you're part of the problem. I don't know.
Hmm.
But it is a problem. But anyways, not to stay on that too much, what practical tips do you have for individuals looking to make a positive impact in their communities?
Definitely start small. Rome wasn't built in a day. If you like to volunteer, volunteer like me. I go out and feed the homeless. I don't tell a lot of people that, but I go out and I feed the homeless with a sister church. And it's just something that I enjoy. I enjoy being with my brothers and my sisters that are less fortunate and just being a part of the community. If you love to cook, host a cooking class at your church or maybe YMCA. If you like to tutor, offer tutoring for high school students. Right now, I am a mentor with an organization called Raising Expectations, and they have a particular section called Lit Chicks. And I hang out with the girls every Thursday. And pretty much what we do is we go over articles, we read with them, we help them improve their public speaking skills, their presentation skills. So if you can start off small like that, you're going in a good direction. So definitely starting small. Um, what is another one that we can think of? Be consistent. You got to be consistent
Mm-hmm.
because you're not doing it for them. You're doing it for you and you're doing it for him. So let me rearrange that. You're not doing it for them. Whatever you're doing it unto the Lord and you're doing it for yourself. You want to be consistent because people are watching. They're watching what you do. They're watching how you act. And the small little things make the biggest difference.
That's right. Okay, well, and then how can they find their own inspiration in the process?
You can find your own inspiration in the process by doing what you love. You may need to sit down and get a notebook and write out something that you enjoy doing. You may need to just sit in the quiet and just kind of have a conversation with yourself. And when you get up in the morning, if you can figure out what makes you happy, what makes you excited, then that's definitely something along the lines of your inspiration and how you can find inspiration within yourself. That makes sense.
That makes plenty of sense. Well, I so enjoyed this conversation. Tell my audience where they can find you at.
So they can find me on IG, Passport Meets Paradise. I love booking luxury travel, something that I do. So you can find me on IG at Passport Meets Paradise. You can also find me on TikTok and follow me on my voiceover journey at Anisha.Taylor. So that's ANYISHA.Taylor. And follow me on my voiceover journey.
Oh, I'm excited for it. Hopefully, I can
Thank
help you
you.
give some tips.
Thank
All
you.
right. I know you. I forgot you did tell me that, but never mind. Well,
Yes.
thank you so much for blessing this platform, and thank you for having another real conversation. A woman on the move, Charine Bradshaw. I'll see you. Thank you so much for blessing my platform.
Yeah.
Well, you've had another real Tiffany Talks with Charine Bradshaw, and I am so excited because we have some guests that's coming up, honey. And I am so excited. We have some attorneys, some event planners, some chefs, some media people, just people with real stories and real conversations. Because you know where to bring the real conversations to. That's Tiffany S. Carter for Real Tiffany Talks, where the real conversations happening. And these conversations wouldn't be happening without you. So come on back now. Remember, follow me on IG at Tiffany S_Carter. And you also can follow me on TikTok at Real Tiffany Talks and Facebook at Tiffany S. Carter. And go on and subscribe and like and share so you can win a free trip at Real Tiffany Talks on YouTube. This was another real conversations, and they are happening right here, and you were just a part of it. Have a good evening.
Welcome to the show where voices rise. Real Tiffany Talks, let your truth shine bright. In a world so loud, let's find our way. Together we'll share. Come on, May. Real Tiffany Talks, let's make a change. You're part of the journey, come take the stage. Speak your mind, let your heart be free. With every story, we're creating harmony. So let's break the silence, let's break the mold. With courage and passion, let the truth unfold. Every voice matters, every tale is gold. In this space of love, we'll be bold. So let's break the silence, let's break the mold. With courage and passion, let the truth unfold. Every voice matters, every tale is gold. In this